The city sighed under the evening rain. Drops slid down the cafe window, catching the glow of neon lights. Madison stood at the counter, nervously tugging at her sleeve. She'd been waiting for her coffee for 10 minutes, but the barista seemed in no hurry. She tried not to look at the girl sitting by the window, the same one who was always there with her laptop and a cup of latte. That girl drew her in like light draws a moth. Long dark hair tied in a messy bun, and a smile that felt alive. When their eyes met, Madison froze. Then the unexpected happened. "You forgot sugar again," said the girl softly. "What?" Madison blinked. "You always order your coffee black, then come back for sugar. I've seen you do it at least 5 times. Madison blushed. "So I'm predictable. Or just real," the girl smiled. "I'm Amber." That was the beginning. Coffee turned into conversations. Conversations became long walks under the rain. For the first time in years, Madison felt alive. Amber had this way of listening, not interrupting, not judging, just being there. But Madison still fought with fear. She grew up in a home where feelings like this weren't spoken aloud. Every time she caught herself wanting to touch Amber's hand, her heart would tighten. Until one day, fear finally lost. They were walking along the pier after a storm when Amber stopped. "You know," she said, "I'm tired of waiting for you to stop hiding." "I'm not hiding." "Yes, you are. Even when you look at me, it's like you're afraid I'll disappear." Madison stepped closer. "I just don't know if I'm allowed to." "Try," Amber whispered. And Madison kissed her. Gently, hesitantly, like testing if it was real. The rain started again, but neither of them cared. Weeks passed. Now they had their place. Amber's small apartment with tall windows and the soft hum of city lights. It smelled of coffee and paint. Madison started leaving her things there. A toothbrush, a book, pieces of her life. One quiet evening after a long day, they took a shower. Madison sat on the edge of the bed, wrapped in a white robe, hair still damp. Amber came out of the bathroom with a red towel around her neck, her cheeks pink from the steam. They sat together, bathed in the soft glow of a lamp. "Your eyes are the color of coffee," Amber said. "When I paint, I start with brown. It's the base of warmth." Madison smiled. "And your hair looks like night. Maybe that's why I'm no longer afraid of the dark." They both laughed quietly. Amber reached out, brushing a strand of hair from Madison's cheek. "When I first saw you," she whispered, "I thought, there's someone who's been searching for light." "And I thought you were the light," Madison said softly. Silence. Their eyes met, and in that gaze lived everything. Tenderness, fear, gratitude. Amber leaned her head on Madison's shoulder. "We're so different," she murmured. "But when you're here, the world finally stops making noise." Madison sighed. "Sometimes I'm scared this is too good to be real. Like it might disappear." "Then promise me," Amber said. "If you ever get scared, you won't run." "I promise." They kissed again. Slowly, quietly. No rush. Just warmth, breath, and the soft scent of shampoo. After that, they sat for hours, heads touching, talking about childhood dreams, music, and the kind of love that doesn't need to shout to be heard. But love, like rain, sometimes brings storms. A few days later, Amber disappeared. Her phone went silent. No messages, no visits to the cafe. Days turned into weeks. Madison stopped sleeping. She replayed every memory, asking the same question, why? Then one night came a knock on the door. Amber stood there, exhausted, eyes red. "I was at the hospital," she whispered. "My mom had a heart attack. I couldn't think, couldn't write. Except about you." Madison pulled her into her arms. The warmth, the smell of rain, it all came rushing back. Later, they sat again on that same bed. Still in their robes, hands intertwined. Rain tapped gently on the window. "Remember when you said you were afraid everything might disappear?" Amber asked. "I remember. Nothing disappears if it's real. Even the rain comes back, to remind us where it all began." Madison smiled through tears. "Then let it rain." They kissed again, slow, peaceful, certain. In that moment, nothing else existed. Just them, the quiet hum of the rain, and a promise, whispered between two hearts that had finally found home. Because sometimes love isn't fireworks or noise. It's a quiet evening, warm robes, and a promise made after the rain.